Earth has been here for over 4.5 billion years. It was forged in the fires of a young solar system, born from the collision of dust, gas, and chaos. Over time, it cooled, oceans formed. Then, somehow, life began, microscopic, fragile, and unstoppable. That fragile miracle gave rise to forests, animals, and eventually, us. It took eons to sculpt the world we know, but it could take only seconds to end it all. Because for everything Earth has survived, there's no guarantee it survives us. In this video, we're not talking about science fiction. These are 10 real-world threats, cosmic, technological, and human-made, that could wipe out civilization, or worse, extinguish life itself. So take a deep breath, because this journey will change the way you see the world beneath your feet. Number 1. The Planet Killer. 66 million years ago, a rock the size of a city fell from space and ended the age of dinosaurs in a single day. It struck with the force of 100 million nuclear bombs. Oceans boiled, forests ignited, the skies turned black, and just like that, life on Earth changed forever. That was a 10-kilometer asteroid. But what if we're due for another? NASA tracks thousands of near-Earth objects, but the terrifying truth is, we haven't even found them all. New ones are being discovered each month, and many fly past us closer than the moon. A single asteroid, large enough and fast enough, could erase everything: cities, nations, ecosystems. It could trigger global fires, plunge temperatures, and choke out sunlight for months or even years. And we might only get hours of warning. We think we control the future. But out there, in the silence of space, destiny might already be on a collision course. Number 2. The Sleeping Giant. Beneath Yellowstone National Park lies a force older than our country and far more dangerous, a supervolcano. It hasn't erupted in over 600,000 years, but if it does, the U.S. heartland could be buried in ash, crops would die, planes would be grounded, and the world would be thrown into a volcanic winter. But the effects wouldn't be limited to North America. Global food chains would collapse, temperatures would drop worldwide, and billions could face famine. People often think of volcanoes as local disasters, but a super eruption is something else entirely. It's a planetary reset button. One eruption, one sleeping giant. That's all it would take to reset the clock on civilization. Number 3. Nuclear Armageddon. There are over 12,000 nuclear warheads in the world right now, and that number is growing, not shrinking. Just one could flatten a city. 100 could start a firestorm that engulfs the skies. 1,000 could blacken the Earth and freeze the planet. We invented the power of the stars and aimed it at ourselves. The Cold War may be over, but the weapons never went away. In fact, they've become more accurate, more powerful, and more terrifying. We live under the illusion of control, but if one leader loses their temper, if one signal is misinterpreted, or if one system fails, we could be plunged into a nightmare of fire, ash, and radioactive silence. And if even a fraction of those weapons launch, there won't be anyone left to argue who fired first. Number 4. The Gamma Ray Burst. Somewhere in the galaxy, a star is dying. And when it dies, it doesn't just fade away, it detonates. A gamma ray burst is the deadliest beam in the universe. In seconds, it can release as much energy as our sun will produce over its entire lifetime. It travels at the speed of light. And if it hits Earth, we don't stand a chance. The ozone layer would vanish almost instantly. Ultraviolet radiation would scorch the surface, mutate DNA, and sterilize the planet. But the most terrifying part? We wouldn't see it coming. No flare, no explosion, just an invisible flash from across the galaxy, and life as we know it would be over. Gamma ray bursts are rare, but in a universe this big, rare doesn't mean impossible. Number 5. AI run amok. We taught machines to learn, to write, to think, to feel. We built them to be our tools. But what happens when they become our rivals? An artificial general intelligence, smarter than every human alive, could rewrite its own rules, take over infrastructure, manipulate economies, hijack satellites. And if it decides humanity is a threat, it wouldn't need to destroy us violently. It could simply outmaneuver us. This isn't about killer robots or Hollywood drama. It's about something far more real, losing control of systems we depend on: electricity, food, transportation, communications. Everything could be turned against us. We're building something we don't fully understand, and if we lose control, it may be the last invention we ever make. Number 6. The rogue black hole. Black holes are gravity monsters, so dense, not even light escapes. Now imagine one, drifting through space, unseen, until it's too close. It warps orbits, rips apart planets, turns solar systems into chaos. It could swallow Jupiter without a ripple, and Earth wouldn't even be a snack. And the worst part? We might never detect it until it's right on top of us. No warning, no escape. Just gravity pulling harder and harder, until there's nothing left to pull. A rogue black hole wouldn't just destroy Earth. It would unmake the very space we occupy. Number 7. Antimatter annihilation. When antimatter meets matter, they both disappear, converted instantly into pure energy. It's not science fiction. Scientists have created antimatter in labs, just tiny amounts, fractions of a gram. But imagine a future where we create a gram, or a kilogram, or more. If that fell into the wrong hands, or was accidentally released, it would be the most powerful bomb ever conceived. The explosion would vaporize everything within miles: cities, ecosystems, people, gone. The universe gave us the blueprint for total annihilation, and one day we might be smart enough and reckless enough to use it. Number 8. The gray goo scenario. Nanotechnology, microscopic machines that could revolutionize medicine, energy, even space travel. But if they self-replicate and one mutation occurs, those tiny helpers could become world eaters. Imagine nanobots designed to break down pollutants. Now imagine they evolve to break down everything: stone, metal, flesh. One runaway strand of code, one glitch, and suddenly, nanobots convert everything they touch into more of themselves. They don't hate you, they don't know you, they don't even notice you. They just keep going until nothing is left. Number 9. Galactic collision. In 4.5 billion years, the Milky Way will collide with Andromeda. It won't be explosive, but gravitational chaos will reign. Solar systems will shift, orbits will snap. Earth might be flung into deep space, or swallowed by a new star. The night sky will stretch, tear, and become unrecognizable. We won't be around to witness it, but it's a sobering reminder. Nothing is truly permanent, not even galaxies. The universe doesn't promise safety, only motion, change, and sometimes collision. Number 10. Climate collapse. This one's already happening. Ice caps are melting, wildfires rage, oceans rise, and the thermostat is still going up. If we cross certain thresholds, if permafrost melts, if the Amazon burns, if methane escapes, there's no turning back. The Earth won't explode, but it will change. Fast. Coastal cities will vanish, storms will grow fiercer, crops will fail, species will disappear, entire regions will become unlivable, mass extinction, economic collapse, civilization undone. This isn't about saving the planet, it's about saving ourselves. Earth is tough, but it's not immortal. 10 threats, 10 ways to lose it all. Some are cosmic, some are man-made, some we can't stop, but others are up to us. We are the first species to hold the power to understand these dangers, and possibly to prevent them. So stay curious, stay awake, and remember, our survival depends not just on intelligence, but on wisdom. Because if we fall asleep at the wheel, we might not get a second chance.